Draft day is nearly here, so you know the drill. It's mock draft time. So buckle up as we explore some of the future stars of the NFL. The Panthers are on the clock, and as expected by many, select CJ Stroud first overall. The Ohio State quarterback could be the best one of the class, and as of right now, he also seems to be the most prepared one. He fits in well, so Carolina gets him at number 1. Moving on, the Houston Texans draft Bryce Young. If Carolina does end up taking Stroud, the Texans shouldn't take more than 10 seconds to make their pick. Young was considered to be the best quarterback of this class by a big margin before the entire process began, so Houston should just really trust the film and get the Alabama quarterback. With the 3rd overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Will Anderson. If they don't trade back, I could bet the life of my girlfriend, which I really don't have, that the Cardinals are taking Will Anderson here. He's arguably the best prospect of the entire draft, and honestly, he's a once-in-a-generation type of player. At number 4, the Colts go for Anthony Richardson. We're very close to draft night, yet there's no clear pick for the Colts, as they could go for either Richardson or Levi's here. I feel like the Florida quarterback is a better fit, but it's a coin toss really. Moving on, the Seattle Seahawks pick Jalen Carter. Legal issues aside, he's a top 3 prospect of this year's class. The Seahawks D-line would see massive improvements with a defensive lineman of Carter's caliber, but we shall see what Seattle does with this pick. At number 6, the Lions go for Tyree Wilson. So far these 6 picks seems like each team is getting the player they want, but it's gonna get real interesting very soon. Anyways, Wilson could be the one missing piece in Detroit's D-line, and he's now pretty much established as this year's second best defensive end. With the 7th overall pick, the Raiders select Christian Gonzalez. He could easily make a case as the best corner of the class, and the Raiders could use some help with the cornerback position. Gonzalez would be a day 1 star, and honestly, I think this could snap the Raiders' streak of bad first round picks. Up next, the Falcons select Paris Johnson. If they don't go for a quarterback here, why not giving Desmond Ridder some more protection? In my opinion, Johnson is the best tackle of the draft, so getting him here would be a massive win for the Falcons. At number 9, the Bears get Jackson Smith-Njigba. With Paris Johnson off the board, Chicago has to take a look at some other positions of need. They really don't have a clear-cut number 1 receiver, so I think it's time for the Ohio State player to get reunited with his former quarterback Justin Fields. Closing out the top 10, the Eagles get Nolan Smith. Rumors say Philly has Smith ranked very high, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see them taking him at number 10. He might not be the best player on tape, but his insane potential helps him quite a lot. With the 11th overall pick, the Titans get Myles Murphy. Assuming he does fall to number 11, Tennessee shouldn't hesitate to make the call. Imagine what the Clemson defensive end could do alongside Jeffrey Simmons. That D-line would be amazing. Up next, the Texans get Zay Flowers. This is certainly a risky pick, but you know, the higher the risk, the better the potential reward. Flowers could end up being the best receiver of this class, and pairing him with Bryce Young can only benefit both of them. Moving on, the Jets get Broderick Jones. The offensive tackle out of Georgia could be a great fit for New York, especially if they do eventually manage to get Aaron Rodgers, who will surely love to have some good protection in the trenches. At number 14, the Patriots get Devon Witherspoon. There are some good receivers still on the board, but in this scenario, New England goes for arguably the best cornerback in the class, who could actually help this defense become one of the best ones in the league once again. With the 15th pick, the Packers get Jordan Addison. I really don't see why Green Bay would pass on a potential number 1 receiver, especially when they want Jordan Love to be their next franchise quarterback. Addison would be a great pickup, and it really makes sense to go for a receiver here. At number 16, the Commanders select Will Levis. With rumors saying that the Raiders and Falcons don't want him, Levi's falling outside of the top 15 seems very realistic. If he's available, I don't see why Washington would pass on him, especially when Sam Howell doesn't seem to have what it takes to be a top-tier quarterback in the NFL. Up next, the Steelers select Trenton Simpson. Joey Porter is right there, but in this scenario, there's not a high likelihood Simpson would make it to number 32, so the Steelers secure him here at 17. This makes sense since the Steelers could still get a top cornerback in 32 in a very deep class. At number 18, the Lions get Joey Porter. With them trading away Jeff Okudah, the need for a cornerback is suddenly back to a priority. Porter somehow fell to them, so I think they wouldn't pass on him if available. With the 19th overall pick, the Buccaneers get Peter Skoronski. The tackle out of Northwestern is incredibly talented and would be a huge addition to this Tampa line, whether it's as a tackle or as a guard. And I'm pretty sure whoever is under center next season would love to have him around. Moving on, the Seattle Seahawks get Lucas Van Ness. They got Jalen Carter earlier on, so why not give that D-line another weapon capable of wrecking opposing lines? Van Ness is a good fit, so I think this works well for Seattle. With the 21st pick, the Chargers get Quentin Johnston. Back in January, he was considered to be the best receiver of the class, but recent events have caused him to go down the boards, so I could see him falling all the way down to 21. At number 22, the Ravens get Deonte Banks. They got OBJ, so the need for a receiver isn't as big as before, and most of the top guys are gone anyways. So instead, the Ravens get some help in the secondary with one of the most talented corners in the draft. Up next, the Vikings get Brian Branch. Minnesota is going defense here, 100%. Branch is arguably the best safety of the class, and he could also play cornerback, which would fill up 2 holes in the Vikings defense. Moving on, the Jaguars get Cam Smith. The South Carolina corner has been real quiet this draft season, but the tape doesn't lie. He's insanely talented, and the Jags defense could very well use someone like him. With the 25th pick, the Giants get Jalen Hyatt. He might not be the best receiver of the class, but his potential is undeniable. Hyatt would easily become the #1 receiver in New York as soon as he arrives there. Up next, the Dallas Cowboys get Bijan Robinson. If he somehow falls all the way down to 26, the Cowboys are making the call immediately. Robinson is easily this year's best running back, so I'm sure the Cowboys would love to have him around. At number 27, we have a trade. The Bills see Bijan is taken, so they trade back with the Eagles, who then get Isaiah Foskey. Trading up for him might not seem like a great idea, but he has a lot of potential, and he might end up being a diamond in the rough, so they better jump New Orleans and Cincy. Moving on, the Bengals get Dalton Kincaid. Cincy needs a tight end, and they have a wide variety of options here, with Kincaid being the riskiest one of them all. However, he might end up being the best tight end of the class, making the Bengals offense even more dangerous than it already is. With the 29th overall pick, the Saints get Kaleja Kancey. Once again, I have New Orleans going for a defensive lineman here. However, this time around, Kancey somehow fell to them. He might not end up being an Aaron Donald clone as some think he will, but he'll be a good starter. Up next, the Bills get Jahmyr Gibbs. They were gonna pick him at 27 anyway, so why not trade back and get some extra draft capital? Gibbs is easily the best running back outside of Bijan Robinson, so the Bills would be getting a great player to insert in that dominant offense. And finally, the Chiefs get Josh Downs. His playstyle fits perfectly with the Chiefs, and I could see him forming a quick bond with Patrick Mahomes if this does happen. Casey is literally the best option for Downs, and the Chiefs need some receivers, so this is just perfect. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.